actually speaking of your supervisor, I mean, you're the branch manager,
Right.
but you have a supervisor.
Yep.
Have there been any changes within the last years?
No.
Okay, thought so. And as far as you can tell, what attitude holds your supervisor towards occupational trainings?
They support it, but they pretty much leave us to do our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
They'll provide and organise the Friday afternoon sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else I organise.
Okay, and has your supervisor ever expressed an opinion towards Siemens or Siemens products? Okay, I mean, Palmer Graham, okay, it's like...
That's a difficult one to
It's
ask,
like-
isn't it? Yeah. Number one distributor in the UK. Yeah, it's rubbish. No, I am jesting in
No,
that.
but because I have to randomise, of course,
Yeah.
your company
Yeah.
name,
I
so
know.
I take the Palmer
I know.
Graham out.
Yeah, no, obviously we've worked with Siemens for a long time. We have a good working relationship. So no, it's all good.
Okay, you just actually were telling me that within here, the office, you don't have these target achievements, or like that your salary is based on commission.
They have targets, but their salary is annual salary.
Okay.
Bonus is paid at the end of the year, and it's based on the overall business. So then, to be honest, it's not a motivator for most of them.
Okay. Do they and do you actually have the chance to receive, regular feedback about your target achievements?
I provide to them regular feedback on where they are against target, and that's done. It's done daily on a board outside, and at the end of every month we send through basically the sales figures to everybody. They have to. I highlight the positives and we circle the negatives, and basically they're just initial at the bottom to say they've understood where we need to improve. So.
Okay. So, after reflecting some aspects of your work situation, generally speaking, how content are you with it?
Very.
Okay. Anything that disturbs you that you haven't mentioned before?
Not to do with work.
Okay. That's good though, expect. Okay. Now you're actually like spinning the bow to back to training.
Right, okay.
And ideally speaking, I have the feeling that you do quite a lot, actually trying to organise trainings that actually are very beneficial and give the right mix. But ideally speaking, which combination of trainings would be the most helpful for you compared technical, sales, web-based webinar, on-site, anything that comes into mind that could improve?
We could do with more, if you're specifically referring to Siemens Delivery Philips Partners, then we could do with more off-site sales training. That would be beneficial, especially, as I said, soft skills using the phone, cold calling.
Like off-site meaning like you're off your side, or
yes.
you're on our side? Okay.
Yes. So they're not in here and they're not going to get dragged out. So yes, on your side training. From a technical point of view, I like the SILP training, that's good. We like the product updates, which are being organised on the Friday afternoon. And as I said earlier, the one thing we could do with is specific product days, hands-on product days for the technology that's available. What Andy Dye is doing with the Logo 8 is brilliant. We need that for the 1200, the 1500, Sirius Innovation, power supplies, so they actually get a hands-on day with the stuff.
Okay. And I find this quite interesting. By the beginning of the week, I talked to someone, it wasn't with Siemens. He says he got voted to be a product champion, so he has the chance to be once a month. He's going off-site and having hands-on training of all their products or a specific product, and the other ones, they have the usual, but he's the one everyone else could talk to if they have any technical question, or it's his job actually to bring any new information and updates that they haven't heard before to them.
Right.
Would this be interesting for you?
This would be a benefit to us. It would depend greatly on how it was delivered. And the reason I say that is that, so the way Palmley Ground works is there's a headquarters at Gateshead and there's 9 branches. Stockport is a highly technical branch, but not all the other branches are as technical as we are. And there is technical assets at headquarters.
Okay.
Now, if the speciality ended up being delivered at headquarters, that doesn't necessarily mean it filters down to the other branches.
Sure.
So, in theory, yes, but only if it was done at a branch level.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, that's what I was meaning. Yeah. Okay.
The other thing that I've seen work very well is that an American company that shall not be named do what they call hot training. So once a year, they basically turn up at the distributor's site with all the latest stuff and basically spend 2 days with half the office and 2 days with the other half of the office and show them all the latest stuff. So like version 15 of the software or this new switch that they've brought out, and basically spend just 2 days bringing them up to date so they always see the latest technology. And that's worked really well for that particular American company that definitely isn't Rockwell.
Good. All right. Especially when it comes to product updates, how focused should it be on the product? Should it just be about the new benefits and how to create, added customer value, or should it go really into detail?
Excuse me. For us, it needs to be twofold. It needs to be commercial start with technical at the back, because that's the way we sell here. Okay. The guys need to know the key benefits to sell it, but equally, if the customer asks technical details, they need to be competent to deal with the lion's share of that. I wouldn't say it has to be massively technical, because at that point we would then be saying to Siemens product manager, you need to do a joint visit with this guy. So.
Okay. Palmley Graham, but what comes to mind first when you think of Siemens or Siemens products?
As Palmley Graham, or as an engineer that used to work for Siemens, I'd say overly technical.
Overly technical, which means sometimes too much, or.
Having been a field engineer for Rockwell and a field engineer for Siemens, what I would say is that if you want to engineer a solution that will never break and is totally bomb-proof, you put in a Siemens. Mm-hmm. If you want to engineer a solution that's easy to maintain and service, you put in a Rockwell, because Siemens kit's very difficult to follow. It's got better, but that tends to be what I think of the products.
You're not the first one telling me this. Okay. All right. You have to make sure that all your salespeople or engineers have adequate knowledge and that they can identify customers' needs. Where do they get this information from? Of course, from your Friday updates. Is there any catalog or internet platforms they're using to get information about Siemens products, for example?
Oh, right, okay. So, in theory, we get some of the catalogues brought in, but what we tend to do is we have what we call a competence tool, which is on everybody's machine, which has all the latest digital catalogues on, sales pitches for all the key product ranges. So it's effectively, it's all stored there, and it's topped up with the Friday sessions for new stuff coming along.
Okay. From whom is this competence tool organised?
It's organised by headquarters, so it's on everybody's PC.
Okay.
So we can show you a copy of it if you want later.
Oh, it sounds great though, no, really. Okay, so how satisfied are you with the information content and extensives that Siemens provides? What is missing?
What tends to be missing, technically it's always there, but what tends to be missing is the high quality marketing material. how can I phrase this?